Boop. Forgot to drink my coffee. I forgot to drink my coffee. It's the beginning of the show. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Monday, July 13th. It's July 13th, and I'm super excited because it's the 13th of July. Yeah, welcome to the 13th of July. It feels like the 4th of July was just the other day. It turns out that was 9 days ago. Whoa, buddy, what is going on? I feel like we're just in the pandemic so deeply. We're so deeply rooted in the pandemic. I have no idea what day it is anymore. And I know my man, your man, Big D Smoke says, it's Monday? Yeah, it's Monday, apparently. Keeping track by looking at a calendar. That's basically how I'm doing it these days because it is very difficult to be in a rhythm that has any kind of day that's not Groundhog Day-ish at this point. But welcome back to another glorious Monday. Hopefully things are going well in your neck of the woods. I don't want to hammer too hard on the pandemic situation in the world, but just a quick reminder to everybody out there. Let's get it together, fellow Americans. Let's get it together. That's my little encouragement I got right here. This is my encouragement of, hey guys, let's get it together. Because apparently we just as a unit of like 338 million people last time I checked, just are not getting it together. So let's hopefully get it together and figure it out. Because man, I'm getting tired of being stuck at home all the time. I would like to just go to a movie or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? I would just like a Saturday to be like a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? That would be cool. That would just be cool. But what's up, Thatch Troutman? I see Thatch Troutman in the chat, and I gotta say what's up because what's up? It's good to see you. Let's say what's up to a couple more people in the chat because that's what this show's all about. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I have kind of redesigned the show to. I'm not even worried about encapsulating large audiences anymore. I don't really. That's not my motivation in doing the live show. My live show is all about engaging with like these people and the people that have been following the channel for a long time. That's pretty much my goal. And if we do get some new people, hey, welcome. We talk about fish tanks, plants, aquariums, that kind of stuff. And today our main topic is going to be these little busters. We're going to get to those in just a second. Did you see that creepy image I just posted up on the screen? Oh, lordy. Ugh, gross. But we're going to talk about those because I am having my own personal invasion here of fish tank variety pandemic situation. Just like the people. I have an invasion in my fish tank. So I got to do some treatment for it. So we're going to be talking about that today. But I first want to say hello to Telescope Aquatics, Hotea Marion, Jake D663, Pipex, what's up, my guy? Jared Byer, Michael Sarr, Janice Lomberg, Alyssa Bentley, Brian Edge, Alana Suki. What's up, Alana Suki? Good to see you. Steve Beartyke, what's up, my man? James Shepard, Michael Sarr, the Pug Man himself. Daniel Velez, what's up, my guy? Good to see you. Big D Smoke, I already said hi to you, and I talk to Dennis all the time. So if I don't say hi to you during the live show, man, it's just because I forgot. Danikin Aquatics, what is going on? I'm working on some Danikin Aquatics videos. Those should be coming out someday. I don't know when, but I hope you don't take offense. I have all of our footage, and it will be made into something. Every time I feel like that video's done-ish or does something, I end up kind of restructuring it and changing it. So it's not, I haven't put out your guys' interviews because of that, anything that you guys did or anything like that. It's just literally my own creative whatever. But you guys are putting out videos, so if you guys want to check out Danikin Aquatics, they're always posting stuff up. Sci-Fi Swordsman, what is up? And first to the chat, Frank Dominguez. Not the first time, but for a long time, Frank Dominguez, I think he's still the reigning champion of the most firsts to the chat. It's hard to say at this point. You never know. Alana Suki says, Oi, it's on fire usually, and you don't have AC. I have no AC. No, we don't have AC. Well, no, we do. Actually, we have some portable units, but no worries. Beautiful world that we're living in right now. It's supposed to be 73 degrees today, I think. Let me see here. Let's look up Tacoma weather. Let's see what's 75 and sun is a shining. You guys will notice we're doing an early show today. I like doing these shows earlier and earlier. I think eventually I'm going to start doing them at, 4 a.m. or something crazy like that. I don't know. But because of the pandemic, I have to schedule my work all weird. And today I have many, many, many hours of plastic manufacturing, which sounds weird. But I have probably about 10 hours of manufacturing parts for the aquarium co-op that been doing here in my shop, and it does not work to try and do a show in the middle of that. So I've got hours and hours of production I'll be doing, and there's just no way to let me just stop this and then let's go do a show and then go back to it. That doesn't work. So moving things around and doing stuff, and I kind of like this earlier time slot anyhow because it gives all of Europe, not to what's the word? Not to single out any individual country within the EU, but I will say the EU is awake now, so it actually does kind of work a little better for that whole entire population of the Earth planet, and who knows what's going on over way over there? Who knows? Who knows what's going on way over in Australia and stuff? I have no idea. Last time I looked it up, it was just a scary time for them to be awake. And every once in a while, we get surprised because Mr. Gillett, Joel G from New Z. You know what I'm saying? He is for some reason awake. But we'll probably see him leave a comment later on. Either way. Brian Edge says, are you still with the co-op? Yeah, yeah, yep. Still do work for them, and working on some video projects for them right now, too, so stay tuned for that, because those videos will come out, and then you'll be able to watch them free on YouTube, or you could become a sponsor if you like, or not. I don't know. You can. It's open. It's available to you if you would like to sponsor the production of Fish Tankery videos or not. Michael Starr says it's going to be 106 today. That is too hot, my guy. I don't, that's, I like the heat, and I get it when people say that they like the heat, but the reality is, it is, it's rough to be out running around, rambling, doing stuff when it's over 100 degrees. I just don't know who. I'm sure if we did a survey, we would find somebody who's like, I love running marathons in 110 degree heat. I'm sure we'll find somebody. But the reality is, you're going to get dehydrated. You're going to get exhausted. And I don't look forward to that. That's just not something I don't look forward to. as a human being, just being a person and not getting extraordinarily dehydrated. I don't know why. Probably because of the discomfort and possible death. But I feel like personally for me, anything over 90 and I just start getting grouchy, unless I'm just chilling on a beach with an ice pack, That's kind of cool, though, I guess. So I could see maybe that's why people would be super excited about it. Alyssa says, I hope traffic is pleasant and work goes smoothly. Well, I think we all hope that for everybody at all times. Dang, maybe there's an advantage to living up north. It's considered to be a cool day today down in southeast Texas, and it's 92. I just couldn't handle y'all's winters. Well, I will say this. I find it incredibly difficult. I find it incredibly difficult to get cooled down. I find it incredibly difficult to get cooled down when it's like 110 degrees. But I do not find the difficulty of getting warmed up when it's like 40 degrees. I feel like that's the two sides of the coin for me. Is that it's incredibly difficult to cool down anything when it's so hot. And it's much easier to get warmed up. Like, I think even just from a pragmatic standpoint, you could light stuff on fire and get warmed up in the cold weather. And I think legitimately, that's just been proven over time. Right? Over the millennia of people just standing around next to wood on fire, I think that's been proven. I think that would be an item that we could prove with a little simple research, right? I was just bobbing and weaving my head around, and I realized, like, there's this chunk of hair sticking out right here. And it, on my monitor, it's like, what is going on? Dude, the COVID haircuts are driving me nuts. This is the worst. I hate this. I'm considering shaving my head. I don't like this. I don't like the not wanting to go to the barber shop because, let's be honest, they're probably not that clean. They're probably full of virus. I don't know. But I'm not digging this no haircut situation. It sucks. I'm thinking about shaving my head. I don't know. I might just go back to the mohawk. Let's say we had a bit of a milestone this weekend that doesn't really mean anything in anybody's world, but we passed 27,000 subscribers. We've lost 9 since the beginning of the show, so that's cool. But we passed 27,000 subscribers. I guess that's a milestone or something. I don't know. It's just like a round number, and we went upwards, so that's good. Let's say by the end of the day, or no, let's say by the end of the week, we get to 30,000 subscribers, I'll bring the mohawk back. Right? But I've been considering shaving my head just because I'm like, I can't keep like trying to comb long hair. It's nonsensical. And it's stupid to talk about on a live stream. So moving on, we have a $5 super chat from my guy Michael Sarr for pug-related content. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That is just goes right back into the production, and I appreciate it. Thanks, my guy. Always supportive, and I love chatting with him on the Discord. And yeah, man. Thank you. And welcome to Monday. I don't know what else to say. Steve Bartyke says Western Washington has the best summers anywhere once it gets started. I would agree with that. I think most anybody that comes here to Western Washington in the summer and it's like 80 degrees out and sunny, they're like, oh my God, I have to move here. And they're probably not prepared for the winter. Because it's moist, it's cold, it's dark, it's breezy, And that's just generally speaking how it's going to go. So I don't know, but the summers here are beautiful. I have been thinking more and more about possibly moving to Eastern Washington, so who knows? Yeah, it's been on my mind. Let's see. Hex Tank Apologist says, wish me luck going to the front office to pick up some plants that have been in the postal system for 5 days, shipped from Arkansas. It's good to get that in from Arkansas. 5 days in the mail, whew, man. As long as it wasn't sitting on like a hot tarmac, then it's probably going to be fine. I wouldn't be super concerned about the actual plants if they're in a relative just ambient temperature that's not out of control. But fingers crossed it worked out. I wouldn't be super stressed out. Hopefully whoever you bought your plants from would be understanding if there's an issue. I did get some plants in from Tom Barr a little while ago that was only in the mail for like 2 days. Like, I think it got here really early on the second day or whatever. Maybe it was 2 days. Maybe shipped Monday and maybe it got here Wednesday. Yeah, Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning. So maybe it got here like 2 in the afternoon or something, which was like basically just 2 days. And it clearly had been somewhere super hot. Which is weird because I was talking with Tom and I realized, I was like, dude, I don't know what happened with these plants, bro, but they are like melty. Like somebody put them in an oven or something. And apparently he had sent out some other plants all the same Monday morning and he had gotten back the same deal. It seems that like maybe the Postal Service had them like, on the tarmac in California somewhere where it was super hot, that the boxes got super hot because it really wasn't even that long it was in the mail, but it was kind of weird. Chris John says, at T-Shot. Wait, who's T-Shot? At T-Shot. Hey, Joel, I'm setting up a 55-gallon tank. I want to do 2 different substrates, black and white. What's the best way to divide the two? I'm going to use rocks, but any other material to use? The reality is when you're mixing those substrates, especially white and black, A, they're going to get mixed. B, the white always ends up turning super brown and the black gets mixed into it. But I get where you're coming from. It is a cool aesthetic. So the best recommendation I can give you would be to make something out of probably like ABS or acrylic or something like that to really segment the areas. Because if you have, say, under the substrate, a piece of plastic that's really dividing those areas up, what you can do to maintain that look over time is get a siphon hose and siphon out where those two substrates are meeting up. And you're able to kind of add in a little more substrate and straighten it back out to make that look come back whenever it is that you're like getting ready for photos or a video or something like that. And then otherwise you can just kind of let it do its natural thing in the meantime. But if you're just dumping them in, as Chris John says, people using cardboard or other materials as dividers when separating the substrates next to each other. Yeah, when you're putting them in, you could use something like cardboard and then take the cardboard out. But, the longevity is they're just going to eventually all mix together without something rigid dividing them. Now, it does take some finagling, some, you're going to have to do a little bit of manufacturing on your own and that kind of stuff because it's a very specific thing. But, if you had like little strips of acrylic, I've done it in the past, where you just cut them down and glue them together and you can kind of just make that a thing. I've never really made a video about doing that. Although I do have some video of stacking and doing some different stuff recently, making things out of plastic and putting them under the substrate, but nothing too crazy. I guess that's kind of the best advice I would give. I think the reality is like, I think if you're doing a path or something like that, I would just do the whole tank in one substrate, and then when it comes time to do the path, add the sand in or whatever for a path, or that one color that you're trying to go for, the lighter of the two, when it comes time to film it. So like drain the tank down, add that substrate in, keep it nice and clean, and then, you know, film it, take your pictures or whatever the heck you're doing. But, you know, it's a real goofy situation realistically. As far as I'm concerned, you know, the maintenance is just way too much, messing around with, you know, the aesthetic of the substrate. When I'm more concerned about the health of the tank and the overall beauty of the plants and everything all kind of working together and making sense as a unit that way. You know, I love doing hardscape stuff and building like unique, fancy hardscapes, but long term, they're a ton of maintenance that that doesn't give me a ton of a big reward in my brains or in my insides. Like, it doesn't give me that warm fuzzy feeling like I've got rad things happening. Baby shrimps are a great warm fuzzy feeling thing when you got shrimps breeding like crazy, or plants are propagating. You know, you're growing plants that are considered super hard. You know, that's the kind of stuff that gives me the warm fuzzy feeling. So I kind of focus on that stuff. Yeah, I've been quite a few people over the years that come here in the summer. Yeah. There's a lot of people that come here in the summertime and they're like, what? Oh my God, this is the most beautiful place in the world. And I'm like, I always try to remind people, like, it doesn't get this green without a lot of water falling, over a long period of the year. So our volume of water might not be insane, but it's very spread out throughout the year. Even our dry summer season here, it's not insane. You know, it's not insanely long. I think the longest like real dry spell I've ever experienced here was probably 9 weeks. It's probably the longest, maybe 10 weeks, which is just 2.5 months, where it's like, man, it hasn't rained at all. It's weird. So, yeah, you know. Okay, so today's show is brought to you by Planaria. They're gross. They're disgusting. They are a type of flatworm. And now I don't want to accidentally speak out of turn and say something that may or may not be 100% accurate. So I would like to people stick with me here in the conversational sense. I'm not going to get too technical on the Planaria, but they are a type of flatworm. And people were asking me earlier, were the Hydra a type of Planaria? Yes, Hydra is also a type of Planaria. Those little freshwater anemone looking guys. But we're not too concerned about that Hydra. The Hydra is something that I rarely am very concerned with, and the reason for that, I can more often than not remove most of those with just a water change and a hose. I can hose those out and send them off their way, lower my feeding a little bit, and generally those will get in check. They do sting things, the Hydra, they do, and they do move around a little bit, but they don't move around like Planaria do. I currently am dealing with a massive infestation of Planaria, which I have not really filmed all that much for the reason that I think that they're gross, and I don't necessarily really like getting out my macro lens and staring at Planaria. So I figured instead of making a produced video about some grody flatworms that I don't really want to constantly end up having to talk to people about, I figured let's do a live show. We'll talk to the 500 or so people that regularly support the channel and give you guys my treatment method, and we'll talk about some of the identifiers and things like that we need to keep in mind. Now, the oops, Where did my link go? I got to copy my link from earlier. Okay, I have to give the addendum here because I'm going to post a link into the chat, and that means that I have to tell you that I am indeed an Amazon affiliate. So if you go and click through the Amazon links, it will register that you bought stuff, and it will help pass on some of the advertising fees to us. Thanks to the Federal Trade Commission, I have to tell you that stuff so that you know ahead of time and know what is going on. That link that I just posted into the chat is for what's called Panacure C, which active ingredient is fenbendazole. Now, the reason I recommend Panacure C, there are some other brands like that out there. They generally come in an easy, measurable dosage. You're basically looking for 0.1 gram of fenbendazole per 10 gallons of water. So 1 gram of fenbendazole will generally give you 100 gallons of water treatment. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? When you start to figure out the math, you probably have to get out your drug scale and figure out less than a gram. So if you're kind of the person out there that may or may not have a baking scale or whatever, you can figure out less than a gram. But that's kind of the reason I recommend the Panacure C is they generally come in really easy to use packets that are sealed up. You can weigh out the dusty cocaine-like powder and go ahead and dose that into your aquarium. Very simple. Get your dosage, mix it in a little cup with some water, dump it in there. It will cloud out the tank. Be aware, your tank will be cloudy. It will look funky. And yes, there are liquid versions and that kind of stuff, but I do not necessarily recommend that. It's way easier to screw up and overdose and do kind of goofy stuff. 2 doses of that over a 48-hour period. So you do your first dose, wait 40 hours, do your other dose. They will all die. Then you do have to do some water changes because there are going to be a whole bunch of these dead critters in the tank. That's how to dose. Very simple. It is shrimp safe. It's not 100% snail safe. It will kill a bunch of types of snails, but most of them will be fine. So, it's in my brain. It's in there, I swear. So Malaysian trumpet snails, this will generally kill them. Some of them, not all of them, so don't stress out too much. Crap. What are those? It's in my head. It's in there. Where did it go? Where did it go, guys? It's in my brain somewhere, and it's lost, and I can't remember. Little snails. What are you called? I can't remember. I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember. Let's look them up. Fine. We're just going to divert the show here. Aquarium, snail types. Okay. Assassin snails will be fine. The red-rimmed Millennia, otherwise known as the Malaysian trumpet snail. Those are the ones that you got to worry about. Apple snails, you probably have a problem. Lordy, this isn't even helpful. Oh, the internet search has not helped my brain. I know. Nerite snails will be fine. Rabbit snails are fine. Ram's horn snails. God, it was in my brain, and I don't know. I just couldn't even get it. Alyssa, Nerite, mystery, bladder, pond, ram's horn. So, there's the thing. The ram's horn snails are the main snail that I like. They're in all my tanks. They're in every single snail, and they're in every single tank. And the Malaysian trumpet snails are in every single tank. Those are the 2 snails that I like the most. I don't like pond snails. I don't like assassin snails. I don't like bladder snails that much. Apple snails get too big. Blah, blah, blah. Mystery snails. All those other snails, they're just whatever. But the 2 types I like, ram's horn and Malaysian trumpet snails, You will have like a couple of ram's horn snails that will just succumb to the death, but it would be very difficult to figure out exactly, oh, was that from the panicure? Who knows? But some of those will die, but the Malaysian trumpet snails will be in danger. There's really no way to get them out of your tank, though, in a reasonable manner to like keep them safe. So you just kind of got to roll the dice and see which Malaysian trumpet snails make it. They will breed like crazy again, so I wouldn't worry about it that much. I wouldn't be super stressed out. Now, which planaria do you have to worry about? And how to identify them? This picture right here identifies the planaria that you got to worry about. And this is the one that I am overrun with. It's these stupid ones with the arrow head. So, as you can see, let me find my arrow, guys. Oh, I know a lot of you people have had a powerful lust for my bright yellow arrow to come back at some point in time, and there it is in all of its glory. Hold on, let's make it mucho bandejo grande. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's just put it back into normal terms so that we're not out of control, guys. Let's not be completely out of control around here. But yes, these, as you can see, this planaria right here with the arrowhead is the one that we got to worry about. Now, the reason for that, they aren't aggressive necessarily in the way that most of us would recognize aggression, right? They're not mammal aggressive, right? They're not running around sniffing out things and attacking stuff. But the reality is they're pretty opportunistic feeders, and they're constantly kind of moving around, finding things. And I would say if there was a motivation that any of us as a human to eliminate this pest, is that it's going to eat shrimp, it's going to eat snail eggs, it's going to eat snails, and it's going to continue to foul the water. That's basically a big issue also, right? You gotta figure out 100% what is going on in your system, and with these guys in your system, you're not gonna have a good grasp of what's happening. It's like, why aren't the snails breeding? Oh, I've got these crappy planaria that are chasing, or that are just constantly roaming around the tank, finding the snails' eggs and eating them all. That also puts us in a position where we're going to end up with a little more ammonia. We're going to end up with a little more nitrite. Yes, it will get converted into nitrate, but the waste that those snails would normally pick up is not going to get consumed by snails and broken down quicker. It's actually just going to sit there and deteriorate and cause an overall problem that will slowly but surely continue to compound. And hopefully I'm relating that in a way that makes sense. I feel like I kind of walked around while I was talking, and things got a little bit confusing. All right. Food goes into the tank, wants to be consumed by fish and shrimp. Then eventually the snails are going to consume it. Then eventually the plants are going to consume it. That's sort of the Lion King circle of life in an aquarium, right? Maybe we got to get... not Peter Gabriel, the other guy. Who's that guy? Philadelphia Collins. We got to get Philadelphia Collins down here to be all, the circle of life, I could play some drums. Anyhow, back to what I was talking about. So the circle of life in the aquarium gets wildly disrupted by the fact that I've got about 200 gallons, food going in, not a big colony of fish or anything like that, but I'm depending on the shrimp, the snails to be doing their thing, breaking things down. And unfortunately, I've got this little douchey flatworm in there with its mouth is its anus. And I gotta say, as a human, I'm not a fan of anything being like all up in my business that has an anus and a mouth as the same thing. So I would feel like, I would feel like, what's the word? I would feel like just from the, there's like a word for it. I'm trying to figure out like what the word is. I think like just from the societal standard, we shouldn't have these little critters in our aquarium, right? Like we don't want that. We don't want that buns and mouth. You know what I'm saying? Being the same thing. People are saying Elton John. The Circle of Life. So it's a song by Elton John. Did Elton John write it, or did he just sing it? Oh, I guess. Oh, man. Oh, Tim Rice. Tim Rice wrote it. Well, what did Philadelphia Collins do? Phil Collins, Disney songs. Okay, so he did Tarzan. He did Brother Bear. He did Tarzan. He did a bunch of other ones, though, too, didn't he? Oh, wow. This is like the weirdest thing. Oh, he did Tarzan and not The Lion King. Okay. Well, somebody else asked the same question. Did Phil Collins do The Lion King? For The Lion King, 1994, Elton John wrote the winning song, Can You Feel the Love Tonight, with Tim Rice, and also performed it in the film and the sing release. Collins was the sole composer of You'll Be in My Heart. Oh. Oops. Okay, Phil Collins was on The Lion King then. It wasn't Can You Feel the Love Tonight was Elton John. You'll Be in My Heart was Phil Collins. Okay, I guess. I don't know. You'll Be in My Heart, Phil Collins was on Tarzan. All right, okay. Sorry. Old roly-poly English guys that sing songs for Disney. All right, we'll just classify it as that. Anyhow, moving on. Daniel Velez. Yes, I think you're right. I think you guys are all right, and I'm wrong. I'm always wrong, though. Why am I always wrong lately? I don't know. It's probably because of this. What was it that I was trying to figure out? Anyhow, whatever. Who cares about Phil Collins? Who cares about Elton John? Either way, it doesn't matter. With the planaria. Okay. Anyhow, so the planaria that we're talking about, let's move on to the... Oh, man. My stupid thing doesn't work if I don't have it highlighted. To our next little graph here. Our next little photograph, by the way, is what you're looking for is this arrowhead planaria. That's realistically going to be our big problem character. It's going to be our big problem character that we're looking for, and this is the one that we're really going to be treating. And I do, if I click on the chat, it makes my button not work anymore. So now I got to go over here so I can push the button. Button, there. And here's one of the big reasons why we actually have to chemically treat for this planaria. If you cut it, all right, so if you take that planaria and you cut it into little pieces, it grows into more of them. If you smush it, it grows into more of them. If you cut them, it generally creates another one that will eventually split into more. They're creeps. They're disgusting. And they will continue to destroy Elton John's circle of life. I don't know how I screwed that up, but Hakuna Matata and Can You Feel the Love? So who did Circle of Life? Who created the Circle of Life? Elton John. Okay. Tim Rice and Carmen Twilly. I don't know. Yeah, okay. So Elton John. Sorry, it's not Philadelphia Collins. Just roly-poly white guy. I think we'll call him from here on out. Roly-poly white guy. Yeah, so the Circle of Life, Elton John's Circle of Life gets ruined in my tank when we talk about the planaria that looks like... Now I have to click on this, then I can push the button. This guy. Problematic, okay? Now the Panicure looks like this. This has been very confusing to a lot of people out there because of this packaging issue. It becomes quite confusing. Now, the active ingredient is fenbendazole. That's the medication. Panicure C is the brand. So don't get that super confused. You can find fenbendazole as long as you're getting in increments of like 1 gram so that you as the aquarist can figure out your dosing. You don't want to just go like super buck wild on this. You don't want to get super buck wild on your overdosing of this, which is why I recommend the Panicure C. There is an other dog dewormer brands out there that measure it the same way. The only reason I say that is because this is the one that I have the link to, and it gets, like I said, this packaging gets confusing because there's yellow, green, and orange, and I believe there's a red one too. But all that is just the amount of medicine is in each little package inside of this thing. So if you can see, like the yellow one, each packet treats a 10-pound portion of a dog. The green one, each packet treats a 20-pound portion of a dog. And the orange one does a 40-pounder. So you're basically getting just different amounts of medication per package in which color package you get. It's going to be the same thing. You're just going to have more or less volume because this is for dogs, right? This is for deworming of dogs. Boom. Hopefully that makes sense. Does that make sense? Probably not. I talked about Elton John. We got confused Elton John with Philadelphia Collins. It's so much funner to say Philadelphia Collins, though. I mean, come on now, right? What other movies did Phil Collins do? I feel like he did a bunch of Disney songs, right? And now I'm seeing like only 2 movies. And it feels like he did more. Okay, so let me see. Phil Collins, Disney. Now I'm just off on this for a minute because you guys are going to type in some questions and then I'm going to answer them. Disney. Okay, what's this Let's just look at his discography because we can figure this out. So we got Face Value, No Jacket Required, but serious hits. Both Sides, Going Back, Hello, Live at Montreal, or Live at Montreux. What is that, France? I don't know about France. Guys, I want you to know, I don't know nothing about France. Oh, it's not gonna give us that. It's not. The discography is useless. Disney songs. Because look, a bunch of people have looked up Disney songs, Lion King, Phil Collins. Man, that's weird. A lot of people have had this exact same confusion. All right, I don't feel like such an idiot now because like a ton of people have looked this up. This is like the number one. It's like the number one question. How weird is that? How weird is that if you would be Phil Collins and you go to look up the most asked question about yourself, and the most asked question about yourself is whether or not you did the songs in a movie that you didn't have anything to do with. That would be weird. But he did You'll Be in My Heart. Okay, so he did do... What song did Phil Collins do in The Lion King? So he did do a song. What is this? Why is this so weird? All right, I'm clicking on it. I'm probably going to get demonetized for this, even just talking about Disney. All right, I'm going to look it up after. I want to run the risk of getting in trouble with the monolithic overlord that is Disney. All right. Anyhow. Okay, so how do you keep your Malaysian trumpet snails in check? I am being overrun in my planet tank from Jedediah Gil. I don't want to say your last name wrong, but that's a weird one. Now, Malaysian trumpet snails. I don't know if I have a picture of a Malaysian trumpet snail. Let me see if I can get one real quick in case people are... Maybe we can just... Oh, do I have one? Shoot. Do not have one in my file. Okay, so never mind. Anyhow, you can look up Malaysian trumpet snails. You'll probably see a picture of them. They're the little twirly-looking ones. And actually, I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't want to look at some company branding while I'm talking, and I don't want to put the planaria back up there because they're gross. They're nasty. Anyhow. What is the, oh, should I put the merch up? That's a good point. Let's throw the merch up in the chat. Where's the shrimp sticker? I like the shrimp sticker the most. Oh, this one's kind of cool. Let's put that one up. Yeah, I'm going to pin that one into the chat. You guys don't have to buy any merch. I do not care if you buy merch or not. I basically made the merch because people were asking for it. They kept asking me to make merch. So I did. I don't care if anybody buys it or not. I don't care. If you want to buy it, feel free. If you don't want to buy it, I am not offended. I want everyone to know and make that clear. That's the hardest sell. That's the hardest sell in the world of selling merch. Talk about Phil Collins and Elton John and your confusion on what Disney movies that they did songs on, and then say don't buy the merch. Hey guys, I'm playing a hardball game here right now. All right, this ain't no softball. This ain't no slow pitch softball. Anyhow, back to the show and answering questions. So, to keep the Malaysian trumpet snails in check, the easiest method for this is just to build a snail trap, which is essentially, let me see if I wonder if there's a snail trap that's just pre-made. Snail trap aquarium. Oops. It would help if I hit the aquarium option. Boing. Yeah, look at that thing. There's a snail trap. Oh, I'm not gonna share that one. That thing is made at made by a company that is disgusting. So let me see if there's one on Amazon real quick. I can find a link so you guys can at least just look at it and be like, oh, that's that thing. Snail trap aquarium. You know, you can make your own snail traps and shrimp traps out of old 2-liter containers if you want. If you're feeling froggy. If you're feeling a DIY vibe, or you can buy one if you like. Now, I like ones like this seem to be the most readily usable, durable, blah, 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 all the good things that people would like to know. And this is essentially a container that you put shrimp food into. Or, snail food into, and they will go in there. Now, for planaria, there is a planaria trap. I do not recommend the planaria trap because I feel like it's just a way of staving off having to treat in the future, and you might as well. As you guys know, I do not normally recommend the chemical route. I try to steer clear of chemical route as much as possible. But the reality is, this is one of those things that the mechanical does work. It will work, but you're kind of just staving off the future of just having to treat with chemical, in my opinion. JH Aquatics is here. What's up, my dude? I didn't see you. I didn't see myself on your newest video. Although I did watch it. Well, let me rephrase that. I didn't watch it. I listened to it. It popped up on my autoplay. It's good to see you back doing the news and stuff. He says, Joel, do you think you'll ever get into doing your own plant tissue culture multiplication? I mean, possibly. I might do it for fun, but I doubt it. It kind of would just essentially be kind of a waste of money because I'm not doing tissue culture as a business. And I don't know. There's a possibility I might do tissue culture as a business someday, but somebody better walk up here and plop down a big stack of cash so that we could build a lab. That's basically what it boils down to. I'm sure as hell not going to build a big lab here on the property that we live on now and then move away from it. So most of the infrastructure stuff I'm doing around here is just for living day to day, and I'm not going to be building any more business infrastructure on this property that we live at right now. Like building shelves and redoing countertops and goofy stuff like that. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm not going to spend large dollar money building like business infrastructure here. Just a big waste of time as far as I'm concerned. So in relation to JH Aquatics, it would have been like building a bunch of business infrastructure in the Virgin Islands and then knowing that you were going to move to the mainland. Right? Like, it's just stupid waste of time and money and resources. You could just put the money in the bank and use it later. But I would love to run a tissue culture lab or something like that, but it really just boils down to that would require some startup money to try and run a business. And as you guys know, it is not my goal to run a business. I do not. If you want to go back, and what is that movie where, what is it? John Cusack plays a kickboxer. Say Anything. If you guys go back and watch that old movie, Say Anything, with John Cusack, because YouTube is ridiculous, right? Because YouTube is ridiculous. I don't think I can play the clip, but there's a clip in Say Anything where he's talking to the girl's dad, and he's like, I don't want to buy anything sold or bought or processed or sold or bought or he's like, I don't want to say anything that's bought or sold or sell anything that's bought, sold, or produced. It's just a goofy part in a movie. That's basically what it boils down to. I don't want to sell you guys any products. If you guys want to buy products, feel free to do whatever the hell you want, but I do not ever want to be a business guy who's legitimately just trying to sell crap to people all the time. It's not really my thing. Yes, I use the Amazon links and stuff, but I don't have anything to do with those businesses. I'm just letting you guys know, like the Panicure C, for instance, I just used it in my aquarium. And as I mentioned, I'm not making a produced video about it, mainly because I don't have anything to do with the production of fenbendazole. I don't have anything to do with the production of Panicure C. I don't have anything to do with any of the produced products of that thing. And I feel like I'd like to pass the information on to you, but it is also like pretty widely known that fenbendazole is a good way to treat planaria and other planarian type infestations in your aquarium. So I'm not going to do a produced video about it because literally the produced video is like, I ordered this from Amazon. Hey guys, what's up? Phil Collins wasn't in The Lion King. Anyhow, dose some medication into your aquarium, and then I'm just going to spend hours and hours answering questions from people that watch the first 12 seconds of the video and start commenting. They just start jamming their comments in there about weird, whatever. And I just don't think that that's like a good usage of my time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of a weird guy, so I don't know. I wouldn't imagine that I could even really convey what it is that's going on in my brain properly about whether or not I want to start a business, because I really don't. The business I want to start has to do with teaching people and giving people experiences. That's basically the business that I would like to have anything to do with. And I feel like I try to do that here on the YouTube channel, so maybe that gives people an idea of the direction that I'm going, you know? Like teaching people about plants in their aquarium and stuff like that, right? That's the goal of my business. I don't want to tell you guys exactly what my business is because then someone else is going to try and steal my idea and then take a claim for it. And I don't know that I have the copyright for it yet. And as, who was it? Somebody was asking earlier. Let me see. Wesley's Fish Club says, I can't seem to find your last couple of live streams. Did they not get archived? They get archived, but they are unlisted. So unless you have the link to it, you're not going to be able to find it. Unless you could find somebody that has the link and then they send you the link or something weird like that. I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure where there's a will, there's a way. They do exist on YouTube. If you wanted to access the archive, there is one way to do that, and that would be by becoming either a member or becoming either a member on YouTube or becoming a Patreon. It gives you access to the Discord, and most of the links are in the Discord these days of all the unlisted ones. So that's a thing, I guess. All my live streams now go to unlisted. So unless you have like notifications turned on and all that kind of stuff, then they will basically disappear to the average person. And the reason for that is that when people come to a channel on YouTube and the first video they get presented to them is a video like this one that we are currently making, and this is live right now. This is July 13th at 10:59 a.m. my time, which is weird to think that it's 11 o'clock because that means I've got 1 hour before I got all of my crazy labor to do today. But what's the word? What's the word I'm thinking of here? What the hell was I talking about? Anyhow, people will come to this video that are new to the channel, and they'd be like, "This is 2 hours of this idiot talking to people like this is dumb," and that's just the way that the YouTube business model works. YouTube is a business 100%. It tries to act like it's not. They try to act like they're super altruistic and everything is just, hey, we're fun and we're buddies. But YouTube is 100% a commercial-driven advertising business. And what will end up happening is that somebody will come new. Somebody will come new to the channel. They'll watch a minute 30 of a live stream because it's the first video that they gets shared to them, right? They'll click out because they're like, oh, dude, I can't watch a 2-hour video of this guy yammering on about nonsense right now. So what YouTube does is it recognizes that person is not engaged with the content on this channel, right? So what YouTube does as a business says, well, I can't serve the videos to that person because I got to sell commercials. So I'm not going to ever give an opportunity for that new person to come to that channel and become a part of a community of learning and growing about aquariums and stuff, right? And that's just a reality of the business of YouTube. YouTube is a business, and anybody that thinks that, like, all these weird, stupid videos about how everybody's like, hey, man, we're all creatives, and we're just here to create, and YouTube lets us create here. And we're able to create my art on YouTube. But I did have to make like a super clickbait thumbnail and title and do search engine optimization and make sure that my video was over 10 minutes long so that YouTube could serve up 9 ads in a 10-minute video. It's becoming commercialized TV. It's just super weird. It's super weird that people fall for that sales pitch that YouTube is some kind of altruistic company that's trying to like save the world or something. And they're literally selling you ads about Jolt Cola or whatever, it's a little bit interesting. So, anyhow, I got totally sidebarred with my life as a human. My apologies. Justin Campbell, assassin snails will eat planaria and pest snails, a twofer. Assassin snails, in my experience over the years of growing, breeding, and having assassin snails, the ebb and flow of the colony of assassin snails became more detrimental to my aquariums than beneficial. So, yes, assassin snails will probably eat some planaria, that's for sure, at some juncture in time, and they probably will. And they will eat some pest snails, but they will also eat good snails. They'll also eat other assassin snails. And generally speaking, their colony will grow and then die off, and grow and then die off, and do all that kind of stuff, which is not only, it's super entertaining, it's super engaging, and there's a lot of education to it, and I love it, and I love assassin snails, but personally, for my aquariums, they are not a good fit because of the changes of the water chemistry and things that are going to occur because of that. That ebb and flow, the natural ebb and flow. There's nothing wrong with the natural ebb and flow. For me personally, going back and forth and dealing with that kind of stuff really just becomes frustrating. And the idea is to avoid needless frustration for me and just enjoy what it is that I'm doing. And being engaged with plants and stuff like that is the biggest kind of enjoyment that I have, and shrimp. So be as it may, I have to make those kind of considerations in my head and go like, what is it that I'm going to, which direction am I going to go? And assassin snails, super fun, super fantastic, love having them around, but just doesn't work well for my systems. So, but it might be something that works well for you. So very minimal investment, to get like 8 assassin snails and give it a shot. And, it's really easy for me to have already experienced the, oh my God, there's like 1 million assassin snails in here. And now there's only like 20 left. What's going on here? And having gone through that already, it's really easy for me to devalue that. And it's very easy for human beings to devalue something that they've already gone through. So I don't mean to sound that like I'm devaluing assassin snails. I really do enjoy them. I think they're really cool and interesting, but I've already kind of done all that stuff, and I had to evaluate what it was. Alana Suki says, my husband doesn't believe assassin snails exist. He is making all sorts of silly jokes now about the secret art of assassin snails. I will tell you, the secret art of assassin snails, they are bright yellow and black stripy looking dudes. I don't even know how they're sneaky. They're just persistent. That's kind of the weird thing. They're not the typical assassin that you would expect of the ninja variety to, because I believe what is the actual definition of assassin? I believe it is a assassination, right? Let's go with assassination definition. Oops, I need an N in there. We all need to end the word so that we can get it. The action of assassinating someone. Oh, that's a really good definition. What is this, internet? Like, what's the definition of assassination? It's an assassination. Oh, okay, cool definitions, internet, dummy. What is this? Can we get a real definition? Yeah, here we go. Oh, Merriam-Webster wants me to... Look, Merriam-Webster, I would love to donate to you, but you already took all my money in the past, making me buy gigantic books. And I feel like, get with the times, Why am I supposed to donate to Merriam-Webster? I don't know. Maybe I will later. I have to admit, my knee-jerk reaction was to not donate, but I think I may actually send them a $5 or something. Why not? Anyhow, definition of assassination: murder by sudden or secret attack, often for political reasons. Now, assassin snails are not political. They're apolitical. They don't care. They don't care if you're left leaning, right leaning, center, moderate. They don't care. But the assassin snail goes to the former instead of the latter, the sudden attack, as opposed to the secret attack. Because I think normally when we're thinking assassination, it's somebody coming out of the darkness with some karate or something, maybe some jujitsu. They get you in a chokehold, they put you asleep, and then they make you look like they leave a little suicide note, all that stuff. That's all covert. But the assassin snail's coming at you, bright yellow and black stripe, persistent hunter. You know what I'm saying? He's going with the persistent style, just like human beings. Persistent hunting. I don't know. I'm losing my mind today. It's Monday. What do you want me to do? Justin Campbell, in a sand substrate they completely bury with their mouth tube only sticking out. Definitely looks like an assassin. They do that, but I think that's just when they're resting, basically. That's not when they're on the hunt, because when they're on the hunt, they moving, bro. They moving quick for a snail, you know? Ginger's here. What's up, Ginger? Good to see you. Oh, you changed your avatar. I like it. Of course, YouTube is for profit, LOL, which I'll do the laugh out loud. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Okay, there we go. Of course, YouTube is for profit. Not realizing that is just plain not smart. Yeah. I mean, that's... maybe it's not smart. I think maybe it's just cognitive dissonance, right? Like, maybe you were around when YouTube started and they weren't really making money for a few years, and you think it's just the same thing this many years later. Like the elderly people that think it's just cat videos, you know? That YouTube, it's just cat videos, right? It's where the cats are. Okay, let's scroll back up in the chat here because I saw some good questions earlier. Jerry Cook, I just started a 22-gallon CO2 tank 7 months ago using the 1 bubble per second rule. I've now installed CO2 in a 75. Should I follow the same 1 bubble per second rule? I don't follow bubble per second rules. I'm looking for 30 to 40 parts per million. So I guess the answer is probably not, because I'm generally going to set the I'm going to set the tank to getting enough CO2 into the water column. I don't really go by the bubble per second rule, mainly because the bubble counter, I'll set it to like a rate that it's going so that I know that there's getting enough CO2 in there. And that's just by testing my pH values and my GH and KH and figuring out the math on what my CO2 level is. Or you could just get a, what is it? What the hell are those things called? The CO2 liquid, CO2, what the hell is that thing called? It's not the tester liquid. It has a name. What the hell is that thing called? Drop checker. Yeah, there we go. I don't use drop checkers personally, but here's a link to one. You basically get a drop checker and start setting it so that you get the proper readout from whatever brand of drop checker. Here's a link to an Amazon product that I have never used this specific brand. Oh, maybe I've used. It says I ordered one of these in. Oh no, did I order? No, that is a different Amazon page for a different product that I ordered at a. No, don't worry about that. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty basic product. You know what I mean? It's got the CO2 indicator. And, yeah, just use a drop checker to set your level because bubbles per second isn't really giving you a readout of exactly what's going on. It's just basically, you're just basically counting. Which, counting is just fundamental, I have to admit. Olivia and I, this little baby right here, we do a lot of fundamental counting these days. Talking about 1s and 3s and what comes after 3. Okie dokie. I think I caught up with that. Somebody else asked a question earlier that I was going to answer. Let me find it. Epic Aquarium says, hey, at Corvus, hope you and your family are doing well and blessed. I don't know if we're blessed, but we're doing well. Jerry X says, I bought some weird powder from Asia once. On so many levels, that's funny, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. It was likely fenbendazole or some derivative of that. And it does oftentimes come as a weird powder, and you're like, hey, what exactly do I got here? And it's likely fenbendazole. Midnight Blaze did Deep Look did a video on the Arrowhead planaria. They, as scientists, were fascinated. We, as aquarists, are not. I will admit that planaria are 100% fascinating, especially from a scientific perspective. But me not being a active scientist, being compensated to be doing deep dive science on planaria, I'm pretty much at the point of, like, I'm going to get rid of them because I'm doing my aquarium thing, as opposed to, trying to figure out the anus mouth situation with the planaria. You know what I mean? So I'm not doing the science on any of that. I'm literally doing the how do we do the manual labor of purchase a product and get rid of these little buggers, because they're killing my shrimps, which is basically the point where I'm at now. They're eating the snail eggs. They're eating probably some shrimp. I can't verify 100%. I don't have anything on film that's happening, but that's pretty much my conclusion without really gathering proper data. Hey, Joel. Oh, no, I already did that one. If he's in Sacramento area or nearby, it's been over 100 the last few days. Oh, this was like 2 months ago when I got plants from Tom, and it must have been super hot out or something. I don't know. Michael Sarr says, I was getting some buffering. I turned down the resolution to minimum 144p. Does this help with the buffering in your experience? It has helped with buffering a live stream in the past. It appears that my bit rate is a little bit low, but my connection is excellent. Probably has something to do with just, the bandwidth of trying to get out all the signal via YouTube right now. I would assume during the day there's a lot of people right now doing Zoom and all that kind of crap. Or maybe they're hosting their work stuff on YouTube. I don't know. Don't leave us hanging. What does come after 3? I don't know. Count Dracula? Or Count Chocula? Ooh, Count Chocula. What's up, guys? I am hungry. And when I get super hungry like this, I start to think of eating stupid things like artificial sugar candy cereal, which I will defer myself and eat some avocado, blueberries, and probably some eggs from the chickens. That's probably what I'll have for lunch before I go out and go work with my hands for all day and into the night. Have way too many ram's horns. I need a puffer to feed them to. My pea puffers can't even come close to keeping up. Yeah, I would say that my Shoutadeni puffer at this point probably eats 5 to 6 ram's horns a day. Not the big giant ones. If I give him the big giant ram's horns, probably 2 is probably enough. But those like medium-sized ones, he'll eat 5 easy in a day. If there was 100 in the tank, they will all be dead by the end of the day, though. He doesn't eat them. He just murks them. I don't know. What's the word we're looking for here? The word of the day? He will assassinate them. We tied it all together via Puffy McPufferton. Daniel Velez has got to go. Hey, Thank you very much for coming out today. Thanks for the live stream to me. Oh, well, thanks for coming out to the live stream. I appreciate it. What is our let's check out what our stats are at. We've got 68 people watching, which is, some people would say that's not a lot of people, but I say 68 individuals. If we were all sitting in a room, we'd be like, dude, there's a whole bunch of people here. This is cool. So I feel good about it. Our likes are at 46. So how many likes are we supposed to have? I don't know. But is 46 enough? Who cares? Michael Sars was our one super chat of the day. So we're at $5, and that's all of our stats of the day. We got no new members and no new subscribers. So perfect. I think we're batting perfect for the day, because once YouTube takes out their revenue, we're going to make about $3.20, and that sounds perfect for 2 to 3 hours worth of work to me. I don't know about you guys, but going good on a Monday. Who cares? It's the middle of the month and the mortgage is paid anyhow, right? How long do you feel you have them before you start getting beetles? What are you guys talking about? Beetles? Big D smoke. What? I don't understand what's happening right now. Beetles? What are you talking about? Well, I'm 100% confused on what it was I was just reading in the chat here, so I'm going to move on to something else in the chat. It's Nature Man. What's up, guy? Long time no see. Oh, your name's no longer green. Uh-oh. What's up with that? I was checking out my baby blue... my reading's not so good. I was checking out my baby blue shrimp yesterday and noticed a planaria, nasty leech thing. I just turned off the light and walked away. It doesn't have the arrowhead, but I assume it's still bad. Yeah, chances are it's... chances are, I mean, you could try to identify it if you want, and go through the deal of identifying it. I would say it's almost worth the... I feel like it's almost worth just treating with some of the Panicure, because it is pretty cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really not a super expensive thing. I think I got it for $9.99 plus whatever the tax was. I feel like $10 if you save 5 shrimp. I feel like if you save 5 shrimp, it's going to be pretty good. You know what I mean? You're definitely it's going to work out. It's going to work out monetarily. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. It's going to work out monetarily, and I would just give it that route. There are other planaria that you'd have to deal with, but I would probably just do the Panicure C, see if they die off from that treatment. Some fenbendazole. And if they do, then you're fine. If they don't, then you're going to kind of come back to a different treatment, which I have it in a file. What the hell are the other kind called with the round head? I have to look through my notes here. Notes. I have it highlighted in here, but I don't know. Oh, yeah, the rhabdo. That's what I was trying to remember. Rhabdocoella, it's always been called rhabdo as far as I know. As far as I know, we've almost always referenced to them as rhabdo. That takes a different treatment, and I don't remember what the treatment is. So I'm gonna actually Google it and see if I can remember the treatment. From what I've actually done in the past. Let's check here. Oh, check out this old forum from 9 years ago. That's cool. people are saying fenbendazole should work. I don't think that's the case. I think rhabdo you need to treat something else, and it might even be salt or something stupid like that. But yeah, I think rhabdo needs a different treatment, and I feel like an idiot right now to be looking this up, and I can't remember what. Yeah, it would take me a little while to look up the rhabdo treatment because the betel nut, that's what it is. There it is. Betel nut extract. I wonder if you can actually find just betel nut extract. Let's see. Betel nut extract on Amazon. Is that even possible? Oh, that's I'm going to save that test result. Paste. Do they even... Holy crap. They carry it on there. Oh, no, they don't. No, they don't. That's chamomile. It looks like we'll have to look through. Yeah, it's not an easy search on that one. So, yeah, if you have rhabdo, it's a different thing that you're going to have to deal with. It's not something that, to my knowledge, that fenbendazole is supposed to work on it. So I would consider looking along the other route. And I don't have my notes on that on this computer, so I'll have to figure it out. Have to figure that out. Yeah, I don't have an exact answer for that right now. But yeah, I would just treat for the arrowhead ones. If you have those are the ones that I've always had problems with. So those are the ones I would kind of recommend what you're dealing with. Holy crap, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. We have flashing lights. We have things happening. There's colors. Green, yellow. This is wild. It's Nature Man right back into being a member, which means we have to change the overlay here. We got to change the graphics midstream during the show. During the show, we got to change the graphics. So let me go over here to the memberships button, and we shall verify how many members we have. We have gone up to exactly the same number that we had before, which is 95. So we don't have to change it. It stayed the same. Somebody became a member, and It's Nature Man returned to membership. So I have no idea who canceled their membership. Sorry if that's the case. But we don't have to change the overlay. It's just staying the same. What is this? Google Ads? What is this? I'm going to delete that. I don't like that email. I'm deleting it. I don't like that email. If I get an email I don't like, man, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I'm gonna tell you guys something, and I don't know. You might think of me differently, but if I get an email I don't like, I delete it. And I know what you're thinking. Whoa, hey guy, that's pretty intense. And I would say, no, it's not really intense. It's just me being a dork and having deleted a junk email. And, that's life. But It's Nature Man, thank you very much for becoming a member. I very much appreciate it. Glass City Fish Witch with the... I have no idea what these stickers are supposed to be. This one is a hippopotamus, like a cartoon hippopotamus, spinning the hat around backwards and then throwing a thumbs up with a nice backlit explosion behind him. Thank you. I appreciate it. With a $10 hippopotamus sticker chat that you have tripled today's net production income, and the zombie drummer has brought it up to another $5, saying, Count Chocula with or without blueberries. Have a good week, everyone. Happy Monday. And I will shout out to the zombie drummer. I don't want to say your actual name if you don't want me to know that, or anybody to know that. But shout out on the Lyme disease, brother. That is rough. And hopefully you get that treated and get that knocked out, because we got that news this morning. And it's always It's always tough when you have a community member and there really isn't much that you can do to help out other than just hope that the treatments work and get that and get that sorted out. But it's good, especially with Lyme disease, to get the actual diagnosis, which is not an easy one to get. So hopefully they can continue to treat you on that one and get that sorted out. Now, on the Count Chocula, with or without blueberries, I do have to admit, I have no opinion. It all tastes like crazy intense sugar. I mean, it's like I know what Count Chocula is. I could not even remotely tell you the last time I had Count Chocula. My favorite cereal of all time is... Let me see if I can find it on Amazon. Quaker Crunchy brand cereal. I think I can find it. Oh no. They're out here advertising. They out here advertising some not what my favorite cereal is. All right, so we have to go all the way. We have to travel in time all the way back to 1920. Let me see if I can. Let's try this. Man, Amazon don't even carry my favorite cereal. How am I supposed to order my favorite cereal from Amazon if they don't carry it? Let me go to the regular internet. Corn brand cereal. Let me see if I can find it. Old school. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh, save image as. This is it. This is it. Oh, come on down, 'cause this is it. Okay. Add source. Media files. There we go. Boom. Boom. Now we got the advertising of something that doesn't really exist all that much. We got the... All right. What is the name of this supposed to be? Is it just corn bran? Because that doesn't work for anybody. There it is. Okay. So I was getting it right. I was getting the name correct. I was worried that I wasn't getting the name correct. Let me see if I can find it. Crunchy corn bran cereal, and we want to know the origin of this. We all right. We're at the point in the show where we have to look up the origin of crunchy corn bran cereal. Okay? Because look at this. There was a point in time where they had the scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz as it was advertising big time. Crunchy corn bran cereal. Breakfast.com. Is this? Okay. This cereal has 1,147 votes for the all-time greatest cereal. How many votes is that? What does this have anything to do with anything? I don't know. This product is described as a toasted, high-fiber corn cereal, and I will tell you, almost everybody that I've had to try this is like, I don't like this cereal. A lot of people do like it. I want to figure out when this... Ooh, hold on. Was this... The Quaker Oats Company was founded in 1901, but that's not when this came out, dude. When did this cereal come out? I want to know. Oh, now I'm having to scroll down some kind of crazy website. I'm on a crazy website right now about cereal. And man, when did this one come out? I want to know when this came out. Help me. I don't know when this cereal came out, and the breakfast.com cereal details is not letting me know the details. I want the deets. When did this come out? Crunchy corn cereal. Is this it? You better tell me when this all came out. All right, I'm pissed. Rage building. Rage building. When was it introduced? All right, I don't know. I can't tell you when it was introduced. They won't tell me. The internet won't tell me. Okay? I'm sorry. It won't tell me, so I can't tell you. Let's get back to some fish tankery nonsense, but I'm going to leave this advertising up here because I have nothing to do with that company. I'm just kidding. I'm going to turn it off, and we'll talk about some other stuff because I got totally sidebarred talking about cereal, but that's kind of the point of this show, by the way. If anybody was wondering, it's all about getting sidetracked and being weirdos. It's fine. Triz Ho was asking, my scissors I use to trim my plants always seem to rust, even though they're stainless steel. I also wipe them down with a cloth after use as well. Do you have any recommendations? Well, I bet the problem is that they are probably a really generic steel scissors, would be my guess. Newman's Aquatics says the Tropica Spring scissors, which is probably good advice. I don't believe that I've tried the Tropica Spring scissors. I've tried the Seachem Spring scissors. They work pretty good. Most of the spring scissors I use now are actually just medical grade ones. I find them on Amazon. I have links in the Amazon store, blah, blah, blah. I generally just use medical scissors because most of the companies out there are just rebranding something that probably isn't stainless steel. It's probably just steel. Not to mention that the screw, the piece that's holding it together, that's probably going to rust. You know, I don't know what to do when people don't want to spend more than $3.99 on a pair of aquascaping scissors. Also, that kind of has its own issue in its own right. But just buy a higher quality product from a more reputable company would be the easy recommendation. The ones I have from Seachem have not rusted. The ones whatever other brands I have. Yeah, I would say the Seachem ones seem to be the highest quality at the most reasonable price that you can get in the States, but they won't sell them online. I don't know why. They think that they're helping brick and mortar stores for some reason. When I spoke to them in person, they were like, yeah, we want to help out the small stores, but the small stores don't really carry the Seachem aquascaping tools. It's normally like PetSmart or Petco or something like that, and they probably only have like 2 or 3 of the tools, and there's like 20 something of them. So I don't get it. I wish that they would put them just put them on Amazon. You know what I mean? Just put them on eBay. I don't know. Let me see if they're actually on there now. Seachem Aquascape Tools. Okay, it's not gonna help if I put in there. No, they're not on Amazon anymore. And that's the weird thing. Like, you go on Amazon, almost everything on here is really cheaply made. You know, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 20. Like, the top 24 results are all pretty much the exact same tool with a different company that's selling them. Like, this is Lucovi. Don't know what that means. CN Star. Signstech. Ueek. I don't know what these companies are. Capitsma. I don't know. All very much all the exact same tool. like a different little baggie that they come in. So yeah, it really just boils down to like finding a higher quality aquascape tool. Let me see here. What's these? Which ones are these? These aren't high quality. So yeah, I mean it is kind of a crapshoot when you're trying to find tools on like Amazon or the internet or anything like that to try and figure out if they really are the quality that you're looking for. And I think, if you're like Tropica, Dennerle, Seachem, those kinds of brands and stuff like that, you're probably going to find a quality tool. ADA sells aquascaping tools that are by far and away probably the highest quality. I wouldn't even argue that. I wouldn't even argue. There's no other aquascaping tool out there that I would say is a higher quality. But just a pair of their straight tweezers is like $90. It's an insane amount of money, in my opinion. Just the cost is way too high. I think their scissors, I think they were like $200 for a pair of, let me see, ADA scissors. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, here we go. ADA scissors. Man, they must be on sale, bro. They're only $136. Yeah. That's weird. It's weird and kind of uncanny that anybody would be selling a pair of aquascaping scissors for $136. You know what I mean? So it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird to me. I mean, just as a personal affront, it is a bit weird to me. And you guys know, I am not shy about spending money on. I have $1,000 building tools, for construction and stuff. I'm not afraid to spend money on the tooling that I need. So ADA Pro spring scissors are $100. And I would argue that the Seachem ones that I have are probably, if not exactly the same, they are probably really, really close. I mean, to the point that you'd be like, oh, maybe the ADA ones are a little bit better. But the spring scissors I got from Seachem, I believe at the store when I saw what their price was, I think they were about $12. They were about like $12. These are $100 on the internet. So, it's a weird price point to be at. It's a price point that is just kind of weird to me. Here's the Pro Scissors short ones are $109. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. And it literally turned into me talking about how expensive ADA's tools are. But it's basically how it goes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm out there in the world of, we've been on for an hour and a half, and I got to get ready to start leaving you people. I got to leave you people back to your own devices. We have only 60 people watching and 57 likes, and we have some super chats here to deal with. Pipex, my man, with a $2 super chat, thank you very much. And Steve Beartyke, Bearteach. I'm going to say Bare Teach. If you guys don't know, I've met Steve in person, so I'm just giving him a hard time about mispronouncing his last name. With a $20 super chat, man, that is super generous, brother. Very much appreciate it. Jared Byer bought some of the black Fluval curved scissors, and those rusted some. Yeah, so there you go. The ADA stuff I have was gifted to me which I no longer own except for the gift that I got that's still in the box. I've never used those little planting tweezers. But the scissors that I had in the past, they never rusted. The Seachem ones, those haven't rusted. So I would say that's I feel like that's a good price point to be at. Most of the tools are $10 to $20. So you are looking at a little bit of an investment, but I think it's a reasonable amount of money if you're like, buying one or two tools at a time once a year, Newman's Own tried and tested something for 6 months, so I don't know. All right. It looks like we're getting up on the end of the show here. Pete, Aquarium Plant Man Berlinski says, "Hey, all, what's up?" Yeah, I think that's it. That's probably the end of the show today. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I appreciate you 100%. That's for sure. Steve Berteek with your super chat. Pipex with the super chat. Zombie Drummer. It's Nature Man renewing his membership. Thank you very much, my guy. Glass City Fish Witch with a super chat. And Michael Sarr with a super chat. Thank you very much. Very much supportive. And I love you guys. I hope it was an entertaining show. If it wasn't, I'll try to, improve my personality and be better at doing whatever it is that I'm doing whilst speaking directly into a microphone onto the internet. All right.